What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. Welcome back. Actually, introducing something new to you guys.
Yes.
You want to give them a lowdown on what we have before you?
We got that remote session for y'all. You know, everybody at home, staying safe from the
times.
You know, staying safe from the fucking hazards of being around other people.
Not even due to popular demand, all the influx of emails from fans calling and stopping us in the streets. And stop, can I have your autograph? We need more content.
Yo, when are we gonna?
We can't wait.
Gonna do a virtual remote session? And we're like, yo, all right, cool.
Like, yo, take it easy.
This is for you guys, man.
Then the meet and greet come through.
Yo, it was good, my peeps. Happy eat good. Happy Indigenous Day and spend time with your family day. You know,
belated.
Yeah, happy November, end of November. Crazy, right? The year just flew by, bro. It's crazy.
It's crazy. It's like it flew, but then it took forever. You know what I mean? It's like
just that 3-month period was the roughest.
It's like the longest, fastest year ever.
Yeah.
I'd be on the phone, like, you know, and having conferences and calibrations with coworkers, and I'm like, damn, yo, I still speak to them like every day, but I haven't seen them in like 8-9 months. You know what I mean? We're gonna go back to the office, you know, hopefully.
Who are you?
Whatever, but I'm gonna see them, and everyone's gonna look so different. You know what I mean? Like,
it's crazy. Yeah, man.
What you guys do for Thanksgiving?
Ate some turkey.
Word up.
I feel like we gotta like talk in code when we say stuff like that now. Like, what you guys do? You can't even.
Did you guys? You guys took a walk before dinner. Walk.
There was 11 of us. One past the fucking legal limit.
Man.
They're gonna send SWAT teams to start kicking down people's doors. Fucking one extra person.
Exposing
yourself.
yourself.
You guys see that meme with from Mace when he's like at the door like this? When you let the 11th family member through the door. Man, I don't care about that. Yo, yeah, we were with family, more than 10 people. I mean, it's hard to do that, man, with Spanish people. Like I think we said this joke before, but like,
10 people's like one family household itself, not including the cousins, not including the aunties.
Facts, yo. Fucking fly.
Nice little Millie Rock you had.
Yo, that's a CIA fly. It's sending in a spy drone, bro.
Yo, snitching on yourselves.
Word up. They got the little spy drone. We kept it simple. I went to see the fam early, and then I had dinner in the evening with my girl's fam. So had a double turkey day, like a fat ass.
I celebrated 3 days of Thanksgiving.
Damn.
So
you didn't even give me no dessert, son, when I came over.
Yeah, we got you. It's gonna serve as your belated birthday cake too.
belated. Just fucking birthday month.
Yeah, it was a mother-in-law's birthday, so that kind of was the theme of the party. So we pretty much just rocked there.
The what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Soul in the ad-libs.
Yeah.
Play on words.
You got to rewind the more to find, God.
Word up. So what's good?
Nothing much, man.
This freaking Tyson fight, this Jake Paul, Nate Robinson, it's not. It's so crazy because the Tyson fight is definitely much more of a historical moment, despite of like what people feel about, the way it ended. But the memes and like the media content that's coming out, it's mainly based around the Nate Robinson and Jake Paul, fight.
Yeah, that kind of took more of the highlight.
I'm seeing like a fucking what do you call those videos when they put special effects behind it? He's like slumped over and they're playing like Call of Duty and shit.
They got him laying next to the Pacquiao.
That one you said earlier.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh my god! So this guy, what's his name? The kid, Jake Paul.
Jake Paul, out. Logan Paul's brother.
No, not him. The guy he knocked out.
Nate Robinson.
Okay, so he's some kind of athlete.
Yeah, he used to play ball.
Sorry, guys. Listen, when it comes to basketball, it's like me talking to you guys about UFC fights. Like you're gonna, I'm completely. UFC fights too. I'm like the worst basketball fucking fan ever. You know what I mean?
But snitching, son.
But what do you call it? So he fucking. It was a good knockout. I saw it. I caught a stream and
it was clean. It was nice and clean. It was clean.
Nice and clean. Yeah. But now I heard he's calling out Connor and his boy Dylan Dennis.
It's all a stunt, man. I mean, do you guys remember Celebrity Deathmatch? You definitely should. That was definitely an era.
I remember.
That's what it's coming down to at the end of the day. People think that they can just throw on a set of gloves and get this publicity behind them.
It's a spectacle.
Get a quick bag.
Definitely think that's due to just the current climate of how to make currency, like.
I mean, it's almost
as many movies as like before. There's not.
Bro, that shit turned into a Snoop concert.
Literally, I freaking Wiz perform.
Yo, I'm waiting for Mike Tyson to come on, and Snoop's doing his whole fucking first three albums.
It's like a halftime show now.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Yo, did you guys catch that Snoop Dogg concert yesterday?"
AKA
Mike Tyson in the loop.
Yo, you heard Mike Tyson fought too in the concert?
But I think that's just a testament of where we at, man.
I think the culture is getting lost from it a little bit, and it's just more money driven, money based, which is okay to a degree, but it's like where do you draw the line?
For as much as technology could bring you closer together, the key element of getting together is being lost. Like there isn't really no true. I guess I don't want to say affection, but is the humanity of even getting together is being lost. It's like when you ever see all those videos, like those movies in the future, and everybody's like dressed in white, fucking leotards and shit, and
they were predicting
robots, the super
stopping at the same place. There's no affection being shown. There's no kind of emotion. Everyone's eating the same shit. This is like a prelude to all of that.
Get ready for the tinfoil talk again.
Yo, Alex Jones today, son.
Yo, hold on, bro. We're not even. We got to talk about the Tyson fight.
wait till this transforms. I gotta show my little.
What's that?
This is the Dragon Ball.
Oh shit! What is that? A fruit?
It's a grinder.
Oh shit! That's your favorite website.
Yo, I don't even know what that is, bro. I think you just kind of uncovered yourself.
Nah, you know what the fuck I mean, motherfucker.
I really don't, God.
Yo, so back to Mike Tyson. We went off the rails, bro. We're like 3 minutes in this shit. We went off the rails.
That whole, just to show you the concert again, is just a prelude of entertainment in the future, how they're kind of meshing everything together, bro. And it's a good way to kind of bring in a lot of different fan bases, but it's almost like you're streamlining everything, and an appreciation for certain details are going to be lost. You know what I mean? It's going to be like, instead of having those experts that can discuss all the, the nuances and the forms and, go talk days about boxing and the science behind it. I think all of that is, the majority of it may not even get.
Okay, well,
I think this event differs from that because it was mainly it was kind of a publicity stunt.
It was a spectacle, yeah. It wasn't a regular WBC, top ranked boxing event. It wasn't even pro fighters that I know of on this shit. So this is kind of I think it was Mike Tyson's own promotion company partnered up with this place, this company called Triller. And they're the ones that put Triller or whatever. They put this product out, and they said, fuck it, let's get these big, celebrity names or whatever and put the shit together and see what happens. And put it under a Mike Tyson main event. But whatever, it was a spectacle. That's really what it was. A lot of these guys were they were amateurs pretty much. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it was a shot for them. It was something good for them. But, let's talk about the actual fight. I know there's a lot of, overall, there wasn't really much of a fight. But it's like when you go and see a Mayweather fight, there really isn't a lot of fighting anyway. That's how he fights. He's more reserved.
I mean, it's a little different.
Really, I get it. You know, these
it's
are
like
two
it's the monster Mike. Like everyone's. I mean, if you look at his podcast too, like he definitely shows a more softer side to him, a more like well put together after years and years of going through more mature.
Years of wilding out. He's calm now.
You know, everyone goes to the show like, oh, you know, you were my hero. You know, back then I used to look up to you. I used to annihilate these guys. And he's like, and they're like, you know, how do you do it? Or how do you live with it? He's like, you know, that's not even me anymore. So you can kind of see that in the way he boxed. Also, they're older. It's been about 15 plus years since he's fought. You know, it's not, you're definitely not going and seeing the same thing. You know, it's kind of seeing Jordan just free play, you know, shoot around at the gym after hours. It wasn't a real.
It was more for the nostalgia of it, the nostalgic effect. But I would like to say,
he's still fighting. He's talking about another
fight
one.
itself.
And he's talking about Evander Holyfield.
Yeah. So the fight itself. He's gonna fucking biting off the ear. He wants payback for it. The payback. So the fight itself, I watched it. It was a lot of, and I was a huge Roy Jones fan because he was past the Tyson era. Jones was like early 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s when Tyson was already out of the scene. Roy Jones was doing his thing.
2 years after,
yeah. So I love Roy Jones because just his style of fighting was very like sneaky, and he moved like he reminded me of Muhammad Ali a little bit the way he moved. But this fight, Roy Jones, he was just like he was being too careful. It's like he didn't want to get hit by Mike at all, and he kept clinching the whole fight. And you saw I posted a story about it. The whole fight, as soon as Mike started swinging on him, he would clinch up with him and let the ref stop it.
You know
for the
why?
Majority of the fight.
Because when Tyson caught him with the body blows, a lot of those punches, Tyson used to really direct those at someone's head. Like those were usually headshots.
He caught him in the head a couple of times. He caught him in the face. But yeah, he was working the body.
Wearing that body down.
Yeah, well, it was part of the rules. Even when you were seeing him talk at the end, he was holding his rib, bro. He probably couldn't even take a deep breath. You get hit with one of those really body shots hard, bro. You can't even breathe in, bro. You can't even breathe in. So I think that I see more of the Mike Tyson in rare form than I did see Roy Jones, because Roy Jones again was known for like a lot of the speed, and he caught him once or twice, but you didn't really see him unload any of those combos. Every now and then he'll hit him with the It Man shit.
He would throw a little flurry, but that was just for show.
Yeah.
It wasn't really like he was throwing he was lunging in with the jab and then moving out of the way. He didn't want it.
Tyson was fighting. Tyson would have form. He had setups. He had jabs. He had combinations.
Bro, you saw him. He was.
So do you guys think it was an actual draw, or do you lean more towards Tyson?
Bro, that shit was not a draw. They're bugging. They're fucking bugging.
I think they just don't want to hurt anybody's legacy. And I think this was just to get their feet wet.
It was an exhibition. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. You know what's funny when you hear like Tyson, he's like, yo, we're doing this again. And he looked over, he's like, yo, we're doing this again. And then he's like, well, let me talk to my family, aka wife, probably. And we'll see what we're gonna do. Like his heart ain't probably, it's just not in it like that. You know
Roy Jones?
Tyson? Yeah, Roy Jones.
He didn't look like that. Tell you guys I'm asking you guys, did Roy Jones look like he wanted to be in there?
No. Even the post interview, the post interview showed it all together, you know.
He just didn't. He looked like he didn't want to be in there, bro.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he was, like, all right, if you go back and we always fucking reference Joe Rogan, but he was on Joe Rogan, Roy Jones, and he was talking about how the whole thing went about. Like, this was pretty much, to carry on from what you were saying, Dean. This is Mike Tyson's business, or somebody that some heads from Mike Tyson's camp reached out. They orchestrated all of this.
Yeah.
So I think it's something called Legends Only. Which, shout out to Math, because Math is doing some battle rap shit called Legends Only too. That's kind of dope. But yeah, so he reached out to Roy Jones, and Roy Jones was like, yo, they kept switching everything up on me. So he was like, when they first reached out to me, he was like, yo, in 12 weeks, can you be ready in 12 weeks? And he was like, what? No, but I know I could be quicker. I know I could be better ready than Tyson. Because when Tyson said when he first came out, you remember that little highlight he did? And he said it took about a week and a half, 2 weeks to recover from just moving around. I mean, like
it's
that.
15 years compared to 3. You can't expect them to bounce back like that.
Facts,
even Tyson said it himself. He's like, you guys checking up on him, but what's up with me? Like, it's been much longer since I've been in the ring.
Right. But Tyson, Roy Jones has fought recently, like a few years ago, a couple years
3 years ago.
This is more of an animal that Tyson is kind of conducting more. So he said it. He wants to continue this, and he was even talking about he threw names up there. He said, I want to see Evander Holyfield again. That's
with the Jake Paul, Nate Robinson one. Have you guys seen how other members of the NBA have been checking in on the fight? So Swaggy P was like, yeah, man, this is not it. Like, Nate Robinson was like, this is for the NBA, this is for New York, like really repping it. And then due to the outcome, everyone's like, yeah, man, this is not for us. No thanks. You can take this back. Like, it's not a good look, because he was really claiming, like, I want to show that I'm one of the best athletes of all time. When you're talking that talk, you would assume like, all right, he's gonna back it up somehow. But nah, man, second round knockout, like, it's not a good look.
The only time I could really take it as face value or believe in it is who was Bo Jackson, when he was like, what, I'm so good, I'm gonna play baseball, and
he was all around just a monster.
He dominated everything, bro.
He was a great athlete.
Mm-hmm. Even more so, I would say, than Jordan, because Jordan didn't really dominate.
I mean, Jordan
baseball.
was a passion thing.
Yeah, Jordan wanted to. He's a super athlete too. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, but like Deion Sanders did it.
That's like if LeBron tried to play football now, they always throw that up in the air like he's an all around built athlete.
Yeah, he could have. He definitely got the size for that. But
that's a whole different game. That's a whole different, that body endurance. You're taking on a whole different type of,
That's why, football is no joke. That's why they only play once a week, bro. Shit is no joke. I remember even playing that, like, around the way on some street shit. Like,
no shoulder pads, no straight heads and shoulders.
Bro. We used to play Sundays, bro, on some no equipment and still play tackle.
Straight dirt fit, yeah.
Take 2-3 days to recover from that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's a lot of they say that football is like the biggest sport that leads to CTE
injuries.
The brain injuries.
I'm sure boxing is up there along with that too.
Yeah. But imagine two big motherfuckers running into each other at full speed. You know what I'm saying? Like head on.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, bro.
You guys ever seen that movie Any Given Sunday?
Yeah. Jamie Foxx.
Remember that?
Yeah.
That was no joke. That was a good inside view on the world of
So at the end of the Jake Paul fight, he calls out Conor McGregor and Dylan Dennis. So if you guys don't know who Dylan Dennis is, he's a legit black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's won like a lot of jiu-jitsu tournaments and shit like that. And he crossed over.
He called him out to box or to
to box. That's probably all he could do, bro, because Dylan would take him down and snap his arm off. But so Dylan Dennis has this persona about him that he's like the heel. Like, he likes to go online and just talk shit, and like he beefs with like a lot of different people, like in the jiu-jitsu community and in the MMA community. So he has like this status because he's Conor's boy. Like, he's Conor's jiu-jitsu coach. Conor McGregor's jiu-jitsu coach. He actually trained out of here in New York, out of Marcelo Garcia's for a while.
He's fighting again too, right? Conor McGregor?
So, yeah, he's fighting in January. So, actually, you remember when Khabib beat Conor? He choked out Conor and he jumped over the fence? Remember that? It was because of Dylan. He was jumping over the fence.
That's why he went to go attack him.
To fight Dylan Dennis.
So
he's fighting him now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
No, so so Dylan has a couple of fights. He has like 2 fights in Bellator. He's not signed to the UFC, but he has some MMA experience. But that's why he called out. I could see Jake Paul maybe boxing Dylan, but Conor would just wreck him, bro. Yeah. Like that's not even like something that Conor would even entertain. Because he's at that status already. It does
Conor no good. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it does. He don't need that status. He's already has it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he's bugging, bro.
They're just going to take someone to lay him out like the way he laid out Nate.
I know this is a little old, but what you guys think about that Conor and Mayweather shit?
I think that was also along the lines of some publicity stunt, you know, just grab the quick check. I think Conor already knew from the jump, you know.
Look,
they grabbed the big fat check because after that,
they're all doing it for checks.
In MMA. Mm-hmm.
They're all doing it for checks, but you know, there's still a lot of specialty being shown, bro. Like skill-wise, we can't take nothing away from Mayweather on that fight.
Yeah,
obviously, if it was the other way around, and it was like
that was good for me.
If Mayweather was in the octagon, it's not happening. Yeah,
this is rap. I get it, but who's to say too? You know what I mean? Like all it takes is a good punch, bro. You know, and you got what's his name? Rest in peace. You know, Kimbo Slice. He was a beast. He was a beast. And then he went in the octagon, and it's just different level.
But you know, he's used to a different level of fight. He's used to street fighting. Like octagon though is brutal. Legs. I feel like there's a lot of regulations that you know defer you away.
And he learned. Yo, I remember he fought some dude with pink hair, bro, and like who looks scroungy, and when he saw him, I know he must have been like, yo, I'm gonna wipe this dude. I'm gonna wipe the floor. And this beat him with like a fucking pinky lock. A pinky ankle lock, like some other weird shit, and he had him on the floor, bro. He tapped out. Kimbo Slice tapped out to like some fucking ankle lock. Like, you know, he wasn't ready. Those are just different arenas.
Yeah, man, there's levels to this shit, but I think in a regular boxing match, I don't know, man. I like high level boxers. Like I don't watch boxing as much. But I like Lomachenko. I like Canelo. You know, those kind of guys that go after
Canelo's
it.
A beast.
Triple G. You know, those guys. I just don't follow boxing that in depth because it's too much. You know what I'm saying? Like I watch UFC fights. I watch some Bellator fights.
The other Tyson was asked to fight Tyson 2 in the exhibition match, and he actually turned it down because, you know, it's twofold. You can look at it 2 ways, but one was saying, I don't want to get knocked out by Tyson. And then like, oh shit, he got knocked out by Tyson. Or he said, I don't want to knock him out and then make it look like I was picking on like, you know,
the old guy.
Older dude. No, you know what I mean? Yeah. So it was like, I like how he expressed it. He's like, yo, I don't want to get knocked out by an old dude either. You know what I mean? So the same way how I don't want to look like you know, taking advantage of someone.
It's like
older.
the JV versus varsity concept, you know. It's like varsity has nothing to really gain from it if he knocks him out, but if you were to take out Vars, that shows a little more on your end, you know.
Overall, what did you guys think of the event? Like the bells and whistles and fucking.
Was it worth $50-$60 for it? I say not, because you can see everything on Reels. Instagram, people were like sharing it.
I think I'm looking at it.
Obtainable.
The way I'm gonna look at it is the event that the fans can make out of it, especially given the climate we're under. You know, I was in friends, we were all drinking. Like it was an event for friends to get together. You know what I mean?
Yeah. In that sense, yeah.
In that sense, I was like, yo, keep it coming. I'll do that all day, especially nowadays. You know, I did appreciate that, and of course,
was it more than 10 people? Was it more than 10 people?
Yeah, it definitely. I'm not gonna lie, it would definitely.
I'm gonna have to report you, guy.
Right, yo, this is the new generation, bro. That's fucking cool. Like the rap generation.
So you gotta cue in the Morgan Freeman snitches versus rats scene.
Yo, bro, I'm surprised we ain't hear more like snitching going on, like on the news. Like there was
probably is shit that you don't hear about.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I guess it's better that way.
Yes, it is better that way. So what else is on the agenda, fellas?
Well, Logan and I were discussing just, you know, music overall. but something recently came up this week was Kanye West, his Dark Fantasy, My Dark Fantasy album that came out.
And they were discussing. Anniversary?
It was the anniversary, yeah, 10 years. And they were kind of just saying, is this the best album since 2010? You know, and so I felt like, you know, me and Logan would definitely getting into that. We're like,
what songs are in that album? I'm sorry.
Power,
like,
Monster. When he came out, you know what's crazy? He came out with the whole visual little short movie. For the album too. He took that to different levels. I feel like a lot of people played off, you know, whatever inspired them to make their pieces of content really stem from something like that.
The video to Power was fucking, but I never seen anything like it.
Monster, he had, just look at some of the songs. Jay-Z, Nicki Minaj,
Rick Ross
on just that one song, The Monster.
Raekwon,
you know, like, Raekwon, bro. It's just every song. And then like Logan said, this was like a marriage of not just audio, but visuals. He fucking started creating ballets and shit out of this. You know, that song that Who Gotcha? What's that song that what's the Runaway?
Oh
right?
yeah,
Runaway. Yeah, that everyone went crazy for that. Off of everyone's going crazy off of just one note. He hits one note and that's it. Everyone, like you had people in the palm of your hands. Like,
yo, he elevated the game. He elevated the game there, bro.
That's why I will vote for him for president 2024. Kanye 2024. Let's go.
You know what's funny? When I think it was Joe Budden and Chance, the rapper, they were having an interview, and Chance was like, you know, Kanye's a musical genius. Actually, it wasn't that. It was Everyday Struggle. Right. And they were saying, you know, name some of Kanye's classics. And of course, everyone goes Late Registration and College Dropout. And then no one really. And Joe Budden actually said that My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is not a classic. And it's like, what classifies a classic to you?
I can't even, yo.
Do you align with him in any sort of way to see where he's coming from?
Nah, I align with him with a lot of stuff, but in that particular album, to me, I've yet to hear an album that has been constructed that well.
Sonically, the whole package.
Because he had amazing calibrations on it too, like all the
quality of the beats, the quality of the lyrics,
the level. He introduced a whole new kind of style.
Mm-hmm. Every song was on the top billboards too, like all of the lights, everything. Yeah.
And I think, all the lights. He had like 20 different people on that. Remember, like he had
there's alternate versions, yeah. And that was one thing that showed his artistry too, like. Kanye would not settle, even from 808s and Heartbreaks, like Love Lockdown, how there's like 16 renditions of the song.
I like that album too.
Yeah, so it's like he continues to show his artistry by like just improving his songs. And then like, you know, Power didn't sound the same when it first came out versus when it came out on the album. And then he did the remix, you know, like the remix, the 2.0 version pretty much.
Since then, I don't think there's been, like right now, what could age so gracefully like that, and not even that it aged gracefully, because when that shit came out,
the inspiration,
everybody was like, "Yo, it was amazing." No, but I feel like, you know what's funny? Again, not to bring up the Migos flow, but that was the last kind of real shift in hip hop
before the whole trap.
Before it all went to shit.
Yeah, bro. Is more of that.
2012 came, and then, you know, apparently we're all dead, and this is the simulation from the past.
And Tekashi's the illest rapper alive, kid.
Yo, what's up with Tekashi? Speaking of snitches and rats, what's up with your boy?
He has a thing on Hulu.
A Hulu, right? He has some. I ain't
like a special.
Yeah, he has like a.
They put out a documentary on him. Controversy sells, man.
Yeah, you know? However you get your money. At what expense though, man? What expense?
Yeah, right. I'm not
like Jake Paul coming over here talking about let's fight freaking McGregor, and then let's say McGregor gives him that one clean punch to where, like, you know,
knocks some sense
right there. Yeah, literally.
You got your boy what's his name, Akon, who
co-signing him though.
How do you feel about his stance on this? Because
who did he co-sign?
I think he's co-signed 6ix9ine,
bro.
Really?
He interviewed him, and his defense was that, you know, the kid is very young, who of course he's obnoxious and like,
yeah. I think he either went through something similar or knew someone in a similar predicament, because what allows you to side with him on that level to where you're looking past all the.
And he kind of explained it to a certain degree, and it's not that like I don't even have a judgment call on that whole situation. That happened, whatever. That I could care less about that. That shit ain't getting me no money. But I feel that I like that Akon was able to just make his own opinion. Whether he's right or wrong, we need more of that. Able to like go out on a limb and say, "No, I'm riding with son," and understands his plight and his angle of it. Because I'm sure 6ix9ine could explain himself. You know what I mean? And to a certain degree, I've heard certain things that makes you think about the whole situation as a whole. But it's just good to see that when everybody, is against you, that there's still people out there that can still stand up, and not have to just ride the wave and what everybody else is doing. So I do appreciate that about Akon, whether or not, again, forget about whether or not he was right.
The whole actualities of the situation.
Well, Akon, he did a lot of charity work in Africa, right? He was doing building like
a whole city, a whole town. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, he's doing a lot of philanthropy work, so I give him much props for that. I always liked his music when he came out. He had a nice, his own sound, I think. But I don't know. I haven't heard anything new from Akon.
He did a feature with 6ix9ine, but yeah, pretty much that.
He did the 6ix9ine feature, but he does a lot of reggaeton remixes too, bro.
So
you don't even know about that shit. Like, I be hearing it.
I don't, man. You guys got to school me because I'm out the loop with shit.
Yeah, but
I be on my nerd shit, my fucking.
I met Akon when he shout out to Screw, rest in peace. He was managing Akon, and he was, with T Weapons too. He was rocking with us. He was about to sign us too. He was going to be our manager. It was going to be Akon. He introduced. We was all chilling. And I would say about like 2 weeks after like getting his conversation in is when Screw passed away.
It's crazy. Like all the connections, like a modern day Screw for like my generation, I feel like would be ASAP Yams, where like that person was just connected through so many people. And like the possibilities were endless of who was going to collaborate, who's going to work with who. And then the death of one person, how it just domino effects and takes toll on everyone.
Another person that happened to, rest in peace, Michael Beck, right? Mike Beck, he was a street dude, also an artist too. They have some a group called KAR, Kill All Rats.
Remember that?
And you remember that? And he had like and he was connected with everybody, dudes in the game, even battle rap. He was connected with that, and a lot of the up and coming Latin X artists out of New York. And I remember we got together about like 3 times, like all of the artists. I'm talking about like Playboy Berg, Chavito, all of these dudes that were thriving. And he's like, "Yo, let's just get together and make a big movement." He used to fuck around with Fat Joe and them too. And again, he passed away too, man. It's crazy, man. People that could have made pivotal decisions for a lot of people out there, just anyway, it's
got to carry out, put out the good word and embody hip hop. Throw it on your back
and follow that same suit. Help out whenever you can. Try to connect dots, man. That's what I'm really big on right now too, man. Like, aside from me just wanting to be the most amazing thing out, of course, everyone does, but I want to see the most amazing things too. I want to see my peoples or peoples I know do amazing stuff as well. So I'm sure.
Yeah, that's just like the conversation we was having too earlier about, I was having conversations with other family members and we were just talking about, majority of the Hispanics in our family either cook or have some type of like key ingredient or key recipe for something, right? So like coquita for the holidays, you know, I'm sure we know more than enough people willing to cop a few bottles. There you go. Shout out Coquito. Shout out the Bacardi rum. That 9 times out of 10, that's what you're
mine is
in there.
Henny.
Oh, excuse me.
That Henny Quito.
Fancy. Oh shit.
So like, yo, you know, it's a service you'll charge, right? And you know, some people are on the opposite end of it, like, yo, we're family. Why do I have to charge? But you know, you think of it from an aspect of you're supporting each other, you're investing in each other, you're only going to grow. You know, why? In order for you and your people to really grow, and you want everyone to flourish, you're gonna have to back them up. You know, and
you gotta support your own.
It's cool too. You gotta support,
yeah.
That's how
sometimes
that's how you cultivate a foundation. That's how you cultivate a whole community.
Absolutely, I agree. But sometimes not everybody gets that message, you know. Like it's like
you're charging me $20 for a.
Yo, it's like monkeys in a barrel, especially like out here in New York. It's like everybody's fucking.
Yo,
when I said monkeys in a barrel,
you said monkeys. Y'all like monkeys too. So
isn't there one where the monkeys are like clinging to each other or some shit?
Jay said if you throw crabs in a barrel to ensure
but that's
survival,
how it is. It's like I feel like Latinos
pulling down people that look just like you.
Yeah, it's like Latinos in particular, like we don't really support each other as we should. Mm-hmm. You know, imagine if we were unified. And
I think that's a U.S. thing.
Supported each other.
You know, like I don't know if you guys seen Queens Gambit. Mm-hmm. Before you dive too deep into it, there's one bar where they talk about the Russian team, and they're like, you know, the Russians all work together. They all talk about each other's moves. He's like, versus the U.S., everyone feels so individual and so independent that they have to, you know, they're too good to collaborate or to work together. The egos are too high.
I think that might have come from their the communist society that they had set up. You know, like everybody thinks the same. You know what I mean? So it could be a pro or a con if you look at the way. It depends on how you look at it. But that was an amazing show, man. I loved everything about it. The cinematography, the directing, the acting. You got to look at everything. Like obviously, it's about chess, but it's about so many other things.
Storyline that was built behind it being a female. You know, the fact, like, I was watching it with someone, and they're like, "Wow, you know, once it's going to be mad spoilers, but whatever."
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert!
When she's leaving the second to last tournament in Russia, and you know, a bunch of people in general, but a lot of women came out, and then someone said, you know, I didn't know that many people were chess fans back then. But it came to a point where it wasn't even about chess. Like their own best female chess player wasn't even playing against men. And here you come wiping the floor with all of them. You know, it's the support. It's a movement.
I was surprised that it took so long to hear about this late. Like, you know, I've been playing chess all my life, bro. You know, YouTube team, and you hear all the stories about, you know, Bobby Fischer. You know, that's the only real main popular chess player that I heard come out really from the U.S. On top of that,
the Russians took.
I was surprised that I didn't hear about her till like recently. You know, I'm surprised.
But you know, she was a fictional play. She was a fictional.
But there is a woman. It's not.
There is a woman.
There is a woman.
There is a woman, but it's not
based off of.
So that was her. So that's not her.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
The Queen's Gambit is based on a fictional character, but it might be loosely based
off of the actual woman.
They probably couldn't get the sign off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't want to have to pay.
Nice cover.
No, I'm just saying. I thought it was
the Carfax.
Yeah.
I thought it was that, but good, because I was surprised. I was like, yo, how the fuck I never heard? And I used to play with a lot of people that played Bobby Fischer. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
you know, not a lot of people, but like there was 2 teachers who I had that played with Bobby Fischer. You would have thought someone like that would have came up, you know, especially
after watching this, did you blow the dust off the old
I did. I got hyped. Me and Ark been playing. I played my other boy Neo.
I just downloaded an app for the time. I do want a physical set, but I just downloaded.
I'm gonna bring my chess set to the next session so we could play while we're fucking doing the podcast.
Yo, we should.
Yeah.
Dope.
I know.
Triathlon.
Yeah. If I fucking lose, I'll be like, fuck, I lost. And then flip the camera and just flip the board. But overall, the show was amazing. You know, the girl's journey from being the orphan and learning from the janitor.
Development is pretty dope.
It was amazing. And I feel like...
From the janitor, right? That was levels.
He's the guy that put her on. And this is the gem at the end. because remember when she was in, I think she was in Paris, they were trying to interview her and like make it all about her, and they came out with the article, and they didn't make any mention of the guy. I forgot his name. About him, and then at the end they asked her in person, and she was like, "Don't remember to include him in your article this time." Like she said his name just to pay homage to him because he was the guy that really put her on in the beginning. You know, but
and he was,
it's just
that was hilarious how he was tight at first.
And it goes to show, like, when the student surpasses the master. I mean, the student surpasses the teacher.
Surpasses the master.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, bro. It's just I think it's good in a way that it is a fictional story because you could do like the things that happen in the show play out the way they did, because it might have, if it was based on a real life thing, it could have not played out like that, not like with that dramatic effect. You know what I'm saying? The fact that she was battling against sobriety, you know what I'm saying? She had to take those pills, and she had to, you know, she fucking had a problem with alcohol, and she had to fight all those demons to make it to the end to fucking, you know what I'm saying, beat the grand Russian grand master.
One of the dope gems too is, you know, when she was talking to the model and she's like, "Oh, I wish I could be like you girls and dress pretty and look pretty." And then she's like, "Bro, you have it all. You're doing better than us." It's always like the mind, you know, the human nature is to always want what you don't have and always to, you know, want to flip the screen.
The grease is grass.
The grass is green on the other side. It's, you know, at what point do you become content? No, what?
Just total sidebar, but it was hilarious when you said janitor. It reminded me of Xavier, you know, your 6-year-old brother. He calls janitors the cleaning teacher. He's like, "No, the cleaning teachers." I'm like,
the cleaning teacher.
You're right. You're a janitor. That's a good way to say, "No, I'm a cleaning teacher." But,
no, the master of the custodial arts, like it have.
You have to really big up that.
He's master of the custodial arts. Great show, man. 5 out of 5.
Yeah, for real.
Talk about
so slow, but
Mandalorian. Can we talk about Mandalorian? How fucking crazy it is right now. You ready for this, Logan, or not yet?
Yeah, I mean, spoiler alert, it's all good. I'm for this show specifically, I was waiting for everything until the whole season finished, you know, so I can binge like back to back. No.
I think you could start now because
I don't want to spoil it though. We don't have to spoil it. We could just talk about
it's so crazy.
The coolness. We don't have to get into spoilers, bro.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? Then once you watch, because I think it's better once you watch it, we could all talk about it in person. You know what I'm saying? But the way they're building up this season, they're starting to include canon characters, not just from the movies,
from the anime series, right?
From like the original Star Wars trilogy from the 80s, the prequels, and the animated series. So they're smart the way they did it. They came out with Disney Plus, and then they came out with The Mandalorian, right? The first season. So you could simmer and then watch the fucking animated series, right? And bro, we've been in quarantine. You have a little more time to watch shit, you know? And I caught up on I've been wanting to see it, but I never had, because I think it was from Cartoon Network or some shit, right? You had to like download the app or something. So now it's all on Disney Plus. And so I saw Clone Wars and I saw Rebels. And they have like really, and then this latest episode that came out features a huge character that was one of the
I've seen snippets.
One of the marquee characters in the Clone Wars series and in the Rebels. And it's crazy seeing them come to life in live action. You know what I'm saying? It's dope, bro. And I give all props. I give all props to Jon Favreau, the fucking director of Iron Man. He's the mastermind behind this shit. And Dave Filoni is the guy behind the animated series. If it wasn't for those two, and they have other directors. This the last week's episode was directed by Carl Weathers, fucking Apollo Creed. He did one of the episodes. So they have different directors, but they got the core group that's sticking to like, you can see that they have a passion for these stories and these characters. And it's like Star Wars fans are like, because not for nothing, the last sequels, The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, a lot of people are disappointed. A lot of disappointment.
Definitely, bro.
So this is making up for that.
You know, it's so funny. I think
is making up for that.
The theme behind after quarantine or during quarantine has been heavy on nostalgia. So if you think about it, because of the time that we're in, a lot of pieces of content are thriving on the fact of, you know, nostalgia. Like even in different markets, look at Pokemon, like original cards that came out years, like since 1997, cards and, you know, years.
You were telling me too, Digimon too, right?
Yeah, Digimon's coming back out. But not even just that. Look at the Mike Tyson fight. You know, look at all these other sources of content, which they're playing heavily on the nostalgia factors to try to keep people, you know, interested and, you know, mind off of whatever is going on right now.
Yeah, it's awesome, man.
Bread and circuses.
Even Lil Wayne's. I don't know if you saw DJ Khaled tease one of the No Ceiling 3 songs. You know, No Ceilings 3 is No Ceilings 2 and No Ceilings 1 were reputable, like Wayne's Beck's, you know, some of his best projects. No Ceilings
1 was probably what put him on the map.
Aside from the Carter.
And then freaking
the Carter's were right up as No Ceilings.
Khaled teased Dead Presidents, but he did a remix on Dead Presidents. You know, Jay's whatever Jay rocked in Blueprint.
I just heard the mixtape yesterday. I like the song. I think Drake went in. Even Lil Wayne went in on that too. That shit was it's like maybe an hour long, bro. Like he goes in on a lot of every song that's hot right now. Even a lot of the trap he redid them.
That's where Wayne was loved. You know, Wayne was on some Q came out with a dope song, but everyone's playing my version of it at the clubs because
he spit on that takeover shit from Jay-Z, like, and he bodied that on like a New York floor.
Actually, it was probably Takeover, not Dead Presidents. I was probably thinking of Takeover. Is that the only JB he did?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it was definitely Takeover.
Bodied it, bro.
So again, this goes back to what I've been saying, right? Lil Wayne, he's got that Midwest, you know, trap music flow, but he's spitting bars. He does a little bit of auto-tune, but at the end of the day, if you look at his whole body of work from when he came out till now, he's spitting a lot of bars. Like, he's smart. That's what I'm saying. I like diversity. I appreciate it.
Look, he switches it up. Because look, you got him.
I'm not just like that old school New York guy that wants to hear all old school New York shit.
I get it. But look,
I want to hear
he knows how to balance it out, because this is a perfect example on this latest mixtape. He's spitting on every kind of tempo, every type of beat. And who else? There's a few young artists that were doing that too. I think we spoke about him before too, Logan. Juice WRLD, bro. He was a beast.
Juice WRLD, X.
Beast. Freestyling, he was
Joey
like,
Badass.
Freestyles was retarded, next level written shit. And then you'll hear him on his songs, and you would never think he was capable of doing what he was doing in those freestyles.
You know, another thing I think, like I don't think producers are getting enough credit. So like now, like, you know, everyone's into the vibe, but like even like Metro Boomin, right? Metro Boomin knows his worth. Metro Boomin is not creating a project with you unless you have him as like a credited person on the song. So like, you know, it's X person featuring X person. Producers don't generally get that love, you know? And we're in a time right now where everyone's going based off of vibes and going based off of like, oh, this is a dope beat. And like, I think it's showing that, you know, artists aren't the only, you know, the MC isn't the one running the show at the moment, you know? MCs are a kind of like a cherry on top of a garnish or complementing the beat. And, you know, it works both ways. I feel like right now we're in a renaissance phase where like it's just a creation of, you know, it was a big corporation industrial phase. Right now it's like when you hear like someone like Kanye speak, right, and he's like, I'm Da Vinci, I'm Picasso, I'm Walt Disney, like he's going on his rants, you know, who all these people, you know, the British are coming, all these people have been known to like be this figure in history because of all the outlandish shit they've said, you know? You know, you don't look at a philosopher and say, oh, he had some decent views. No, you question the shit out of whatever his views were. Then you start to see, all right, maybe this person is not so crazy. Maybe they're right. So going based off of that, it's like, you know, we're no longer following this cookie cutter way of music. You know, it's not like, all right, here's a quick 16, here's 3 verses, here's 2 hooks. No, it's like, I'm going to make 2 or 3 different beats in one song. I might want to rap a little bit on the first one. I might want to sing on halfway through. You know, I think it's a lot of beauty and imperfections and the testing of it all. And I can attest back to Dark Twisted Fantasy. You know, he started a lot of these weird grungy, you know, he's the one that told Nicki Minaj to do the monster voice. And she was like, nah, I'm not really feeling that. And, you know, he was like, nah, go for that. That's your style. That's a dope little intricate way to, you know, start rapping.
And she kind of bodied everybody on that song. I'm not even gonna lie. I think even Jay. I think she even got Jay on that one.
Monster?
Jay just had mad double entendres. He's talking about freaking selling crack. He's comparing crackheads and fiends to Frankenstein and zombie. It was beyond. His
wordplay was stupid. Yeah, his wordplay was stupid on that.
That is a classic.
As far as energy goes and just that Nicki definitely had that.
Yeah, I remember my daughter knew that song line for line. When that shit came out, she was like in middle school or some shit, and she knew that shit line. She knew Nicki Minaj's verse back then, line for line. That's how she came off.
Nicki was really on those bars back then.
Even Kanye, he came off with that. Remember esophagus and esophagus, or whatever he said.
Biblical obelisk. You remember that shit?
Of course, could not forget that. That was an old track that
I think I got all my rhyming books. I have them in storage somewhere, like in plastic bins. Like I kept them. I have all my notepads from back in the days.
Bro,
this shit, I'm gonna put them in plastic and auction them on eBay for like $10.
just actually, Logan's mom probably has them stored away somewhere. Hopefully,
you never know. You know what I'm saying?
Never know.
You gotta find out. The old notepads, the spirals.
After that, once I was able to go digital, like I lost
all on your phone.
It changed
the convenience
too. Yeah, it was very convenient. And I was nothing, you know, I was on that fucking J shit a little bit, but I do a lot of writing in my head too. Like I like being in the lab and
take a couple tranquilizers and look at the ceiling and just see the bars coming down.
Ark, you know, you could vouch. Back in the day,
these are my tranquilizers.
You know, back in the day, I would have my shit memorized. I'd be in and out the booth in like 2 takes.
Yeah, you're two taker theme.
That's it. Just gotta have your shit locked down.
2-take thermos.
Have it memorized.
But yeah, man, I don't think there's an album right now. What do you think? Do you think there's an album right now that could age as well as that one?
Maybe one of Drake's, but I feel like with music, it really that's why the state of what's the best always changes, because you as a person just change to where you're in a different part of your lifetime, and maybe what you thought was hot last year is not really applying to your life now. You don't relate to it as much. So, all right, so when an artist,
because Dark Fantasy was amazing when it first came out.
I look at Dark Fantasy as a Broadway play.
Oh, this shit is crazy. And then 10 years later, oh, this shit is crazy. It's still crazy.
Yeah.
Like Illmatic. Still Illmatic when it first came out, flawless. 10, 20, 30 years later, flawless still. I don't see an album. Even Drake is probably the only artist that's close. Well, Lil Wayne,
but not. I feel like, but not even to that caliber.
Groundbreaking, yeah, nothing. Mm-hmm. I haven't heard anything that's groundbreaking, bro. That really crossed barriers and boundaries of music.
Nothing. Okay, here's a question.
Maybe Lil Wayne with the rock shit, because
here's the question.
But that didn't get too much good feedback.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's still a good attempt to
who else?
Diversify.
Else. Not even a J album came out. Made
if somebody were to drop a classic album like that, who do you think would be the one to do it? Like
in this current state right now?
Yeah, just let's say 2021, somebody drops a classic fucking album.
Kanye again.
You know what's funny? I think Drake has the he has the
potential
skill, he has the potential to make something.
I mean, he's coming out with an album in January.
Yeah, he does.
Straight
And
up
I
with a
heard
little.
he's gonna switch it up. But aside from Drake, and Drake has already been in the game, like, to be honest, like 20 years, bro. He's maybe only been popping 10, but on his come up before that 10 started, he already had like 5 in, bro. I remember him doing, his runs too. So
it's so weird because I don't think anyone in the game like everyone in the game has a passion for music, don't get me wrong, but no one is like so adamant about breaking that barrier and doing something different. Right? That's not one that's not already done, or two that doesn't fit their lane. Like before my Dark Twisted Fantasy came out, 808s was a thing and everyone was in their bag. Everyone was listening to all these kind of techno-y, hard drums, and it's like, yo, I never heard this before. Auto-tune, crazy. And it's like, I've never heard this before, but it's working. It sounds good. There's no more of that, like, let's break this. Everything is like, all right, I'm rapping on a trap beat, or I'm rapping on a trap inspired beat mixed with X genre, There's no like, what if a rapper comes with a Tame Impala kind of approach?
He just popped into mind, but I think Triple Extension.
Yeah, he would have been great.
He was on that path to trying different things because he had his first two,
he paid respect.
Like 2 albums that were more alternative sounding. You know what I mean? That just sounded like.
But you listen to all his SoundCloud shit, and it's a bunch of screamo kind of rap and like.
So you know what? Being that you want to talk about emo rap, your boy G.E.D. And again, he's lyrically, his pen ain't as sharp as none of the top 10 dudes. He's nice. He got style. He has flair. He has cadences. Yeah. But just the style of music, I won't lie, he transcended that. He did. I tell you, he did like Beach Boy shit.
It's a movement kind of thing more so than it is like. I think that's everyone's too critical on. I think we've come, like you just said, with the boxing match, right? It was a concert. It's like celebrities boxing. It's a form of entertainment. You're cultivating something else. Mike Tyson trying to create something. I feel like with a lot of artists who aren't pen heavy, shouldn't, just because you're not pen heavy doesn't mean you're not a great artist, or it doesn't mean the songs that you create aren't great songs, With G.E.D, also, he's going to be the live action Miles Morales, allegedly. That's going to be crazy.
Wow.
G.E.D?
With him, yeah. Let's see.
I gotta see how that happens.
Who else? Maybe you got to bring a new guy, a new Jack into the scene. But like, who else do you see playing something of like that same role? I kind of see similarities in like the attitude and like the character itself.
Who I just heard spit 2 different kind of. What's that boy's name on? Jack Chavo, whatever his name is.
Jack Harlow.
Jack Harlow.
Yeah.
I heard him on this. I heard him on his other joint on some backpack shit. Static Selector. Shout out to Static Selector. He just dropped an album too a couple of days ago. Like a compilation. He has a whole bunch of dudes on there. It's kind of dope. You'll like that theme. It has like some hardcore shit in there. But Jack Harlow was on there. He got this like backpackish kind of track, and I never heard him in a backpackish kind of sound. Yeah, mostly just trap shit. He's on that What's Poppin', brand new. He got that song. So I was like, okay, that's someone that's new, still having a different kind of, But and it's not that it's starting something new because that's an old sound. You know what I mean? Like.
Look at someone like J. Cole, right? Like I would consider J. Cole to have bars, or at least pay homage and have pay tribute to the ones before. And he's very heavily based. Like he has a whole song saying, shout out to Nas, pretty much.
Yeah, the Rivals, the Idols, and what was that?
I forgot the name of the song. We're pretty much bigging up Nas, right?
When your idols become your rivals.
Let it to Nas or some shit.
So like when he was coming on in the beginning, and one of his popular songs, he's like, shit, Jay signed me, but I'm over here rapping like this, and I need to come out with a studio banger or a radio banger. That's the only way they're gonna really promote me. You have to look at it like, though, again, when hip hop was coming up around your era, it's like, all right, we're gonna cultivate this. This is what's dope. This is what's playing on the radio, and it's like, you want to make it. That stuff like that, unfortunately, is not playing on the radio. That's not what's gonna cut the check and really advance you as an artist. So it's like, it's hard when you want to become this big inspirational figure and you want to expand your brand, you want to expand yourself, you want to come out with dope music or whatever. And you're kind of pinholed because it's like, now if you want to hear boom bat-ish kind of rap, it's either underground or it's like not mainstream enough, So artists continue to have those battles.
Benny the Butcher, he was like, that Griselda sound, which was kind of like 90s vintage. He's doing a lot of records now on more up-tempo. So you seen them break away from that just...
Yo, speaking of boom bap, I'm going to give a quick shout out to my boy Truth. I just, he let me hear his new album coming out. It's called For All Intents and Purposes. He's dropping it early next year. Bro, that shit is fire. Produced by the Beat Miners. He's got Tretch on it. He's got Tragedy Gaddafi. He's got Large Professor on it. He's got a few other heads on it. But man, I think this is his third solo album. This shit is fire, bro. Like he let me hear some fucking tracks off of it. Fire.
Put out his IG and all that.
Yeah, for sure, man. He's been doing it. Like one thing with him is he's been diligent. He hasn't tried to mix it up with any other sound. He's straight boom bap, and he's not like he don't give a fuck. Like that's his sound. Scratching. He's got PF Cuttin scratching on it. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to PF Cuttin on
the intro.
Shout out to PF on the intro. Since we mentioned boom bap there, that shit kind of put the fucking light in my head. I gotta give my boy a quick shout out. But
as you should, bro. As we should.
That goes back to the beginning.
I'm waiting on your album, Mark.
Right now,
if I'm going to shout out anything, we just did a little Corona Carol. It's like a little, little playful. Well, it's not really playful, but it's an ill track produced by D-Zilla, Zoe, and Israel, myself. And, it's just definitely current event thing going on. And it's a dope beat, just talking about Christmas during this,
Is it like what's this guy who always has a wrap up at the end of every year? He comes out with a freestyle.
There's two, because you got Uncle Murder that does his own.
Uncle Murder, there you go. Yeah.
And some other dude named Madlib. But no, it's not like a recap of just what's going on. It's just
we were listening to it that day in the studio.
Oh, that's right.
We had a little studio session. Actually, I started downloading that. That's going to be some bonus content.
Mm-hmm. A little bit of some freestyle sessions, expand on the brand a little bit more, man. We got a lot of things coming up for old school, new school,
But that's for the G.E.D project. I'm talking about your solo album, bro.
No, I know. I'm just saying that's the only thing. Bro, I'm just talking about what's current,
He's trying to keep it down low. He don't want no one to leak it.
Yeah, I'm trying to get you hyped to fucking put out your own album, bro.
No, it's fine. That's on the comment, but I'd rather put eyes on what's available right now, you know what I mean?
And we got the holidays coming up,
Yeah, I'm
Are you guys Christmas ready or?
Well, I would take advantage of Cyber Monday if you want to do some Christmas shopping. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Get that shit out there.
Getting gifts like freaking by July, man. All this last minute. I'm a big procrastinator myself, so like I'm gonna get gifts a week before Christmas. To be honest,
you got mad gifts right behind you.
Yo, for real. All the kitties. Well, this is a
shout out to
gift right here.
Yeah. Oh, facts.
Who's that?
This is just this is a gift for ARC, but for the podcast as well as far as visuals go. A little double up. That's Shenron from Dragon Ball Z.
Check this out. I'm gonna blow your mind right now.
Let me find out that's a bomb.
That's my iPhone charger, son. What?
One of one.
Stop playing.
Son.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm gonna get you guys? Anchor chargers for Christmas. Have you heard of the brand Anchor?
Nah.
Yeah, so what? I just put my phone on it?
No, it's a regular cube, but like right now I have the portable of it, and it charges like 3 times faster than any regular charger.
Oh, dope. Hell yeah. Put me on, bro. Once we start flipping these houses, You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
get a whole bunch.
That's gonna be the next. That's gonna be the next talk. The financials.
Yeah. Look,
that's the next. That's the next.
That's the next endeavor.
Yeah.
Facts.
So I think we've covered pretty much a lot of topics, right?
Yes,
for a remote episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So next we're gonna try to get up. Right? We're gonna try to get up this week for the official live shoot.
Yes.
Lord willing.
And again, everybody, this is just some dope content in between the meetups. You know, just to keep it fresh. This is stay with current topics. If you guys have any ideas or any topics that you guys want us to discuss, please feel free to DM us. We check all of our DMs. We respond immediately. Word up, slide in them.
DM, not my BM.
Yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. Motherfucking
link in the bio.
Follow all that shit.
Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube,
everything.
Twitter. We're on Twitch. We're gonna start streaming live soon. Just some behind the scenes setup and some other content that won't be available on YouTube or Instagram. And
we got some bonus content coming, guys. So just stay tuned and show some love.
Yo, the OnlyFans is coming out too. No, I'm just kidding.
The OnlyFans. Yo, the Pornhub fucking channel's coming.
Old school versus new school Pornhub.
Word up. Yeah,
and
man.
On that note, y'all.
Yo, bless up, y'all.
Love up.
Peace, y'all. Happy birthday, Chadwick. Wakanda forever, y'all. One love.
RP. Bless up.
RP. Bless.
Peace, y'all.
Old school, new school, need the murder.